Hello everyone. So not long ago I mentioned that I was going to look into doing a folding design of an eSpinner with smaller 4-ounce bobbins. And I'll talk about why they're 4 ounces in a little bit. But the folding design seemed to catch a lot of people's interest, and I didn't really give any details, so I wanted to release this little video about basically what I was thinking about. And this is certainly not a functional prototype. I basically just printed this out of my 3D printer to make sure that I could get all the parts to fit. And I did have to tweak the design a few times to get everything, so I was sort of happy with how everything worked. But at this point, I'm pretty confident I can fit all of the electronics and other things into it, which I wasn't sure about in the beginning. So I thought I'd sort of share the general concept. And as always, I like to share things early with the community so you guys can give me feedback and let me know what you think. But basically, the idea here is that I'll be using a motor similar to what's in the electric eel wheel 6.1. So it's a very powerful motor. It's really designed for bigger bobbins and stuff. But by using a smaller bobbin here, and I'm going to investigate using a little bit more voltage as well, I'll be able to drive this flyer much faster than the electric eel wheel 6 bobbins. So people who want to spin really fine yarn, this would be a great option. I mean, it'll spin bulky, but because the bobbins are small, it won't be ideal for large amounts of bulky yarn. But it'll spin bulky yarn just as well as the electric eel wheel 6.1, maybe even a little bit better, just because the motor is going to be sort of overpowered for the size of the bobbin. But that isn't really explaining anything about sort of this foldable design that I mentioned. So the idea there is that this back portion will fold down, and that's going to make changing bobbins a lot quicker on this version. And I have a lot of little things to adjust here and stuff to make it all work perfectly. The thing that sort of enables that is there's this weird little swivel buried in the back, and it's a pretty cool design. I really like that. But that's not what really makes it completely foldable. So beyond the back folding down, the front will also fold down, and the bottom comes off, and then you can just flip the front piece down, then the back piece, and then you put the cover back on, and you've got a much more portable package. I mean, you'll still have the flyer, which would, sit pretty flat on top of this. Then you'd have the bobbins, which also collapse. So this will make shipping it cheaper. This will make transporting it and the amount of space it takes up when you have it folded down like this take a lot less space. So it's just super simple to put together. I mean, you just flip the parts, the arms, they're called maidens, but the arms are maidens, up in the spot, the bottom snaps on like that, and it's fully assembled. So that's all there is to it. Lots of refinements. I plan to put probably 2 switches, one for direction, one for on-off, just like the electric eel wheel 6.1. I'll have a foot pedal switch in the back and a power switch. I'm also contemplating putting a little screen here. I've got an idea of a really low-cost option that would have 4 digits and could display the RPMs. One thing I'm not really sure about yet is I really like this bottom because it's doesn't take up much space and will really hold it well, especially when I get the rubber feet on the bottom, which aren't there yet. But lots of refinement and stuff to do. I have to design all new electronics, especially if I'm going to drive a screen or something. But I kind of am looking for ideas there. One other thing that I'm not sure about is the bottom. So this bottom would not hold a battery, but I think I could create like a little strap system that I'd include. Then it could hold different size batteries, and you just sort of strap them onto the bottom, and it would be one piece. I think that would be a different design than I've done in the past and kind of more flexible than types of batteries. But I know a lot of people like the bottom cover. I'd like to hear your inputs on this flatter bottom versus this one. If you're only using wall power, this flatter bottom is probably better. If you really want to attach battery, then this one bigger one's probably better. I can certainly make the 3D printable files available for both, but I'm only going to make one of those and include it with this eSpinner if I end up releasing this. I'm still trying to judge whether this eSpinner, which is going to sort of live price-wise between a Nano and electric eel wheel 6, whether this makes sense. It does have bobbins that are half the size of the electric eel wheel 6. So the electric eel wheel 6 bobbins are going to be, or they're about 8 ounces. The Nano bobbins are about 2 ounces, and these are going to be a little over 4 ounces. The reason I'd like to do a smaller bobbin than the 6, besides making it smaller and more portable, the big thing I really want to do is I want to be able to have the flyer spin faster, and having a smaller bobbin lets you have a smaller and lighter flyer, and that's really going to let you speed up the flyer without either huge or multiple motors. It's also going to just make things a little less sketchy or dangerous when you're going at full speed. So I'd like to hear your feedback, and if you have any ideas that you think would make this format better, or if you just don't think this format should exist, definitely let me know. I'm not very far in the design of this. I still have 2 other products I'm working on that are higher priority. I'm just waiting on parts for those. So I worked on CAD files for this week to sort of come up with this folding design, and would like to hear what you think. And I'll show it folding just one last time because I think that's pretty cool. But you just take the front here, and it folds underneath. You take the back, folds down. You put it onto the bottom with magnets, and it's fully folded and ready to go. So let me know what you think, and thanks for watching.